Hi, Tony. How are you?
I'm good. I didn't see the 21 norm thing. I thought it was 22 when I looked at it, and that it was going on to more detail than after. That's why I asked about it. But that's
I had a mic issue. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. I'll mute myself now.
let me mute you too.
Can everyone see me in the corner?
Yeah, you're like a little weather forecaster or something with the big screen behind you there.
I know. Isn't that cool? It's an
Yeah.
advanced Zoom feature.
There you go.
Look like a leprechaun.
I didn't want to say that, but
And that's a good thing.
that's a good thing. It is. All right.
We'll give everybody a few more minutes. Yeah, I'm super excited for this feature though. So you use your slides as a background, and so if you're recording it, so say you have to record, you know how you always struggle like how to get yourself on like your slides. So with Zoom, you can, and then you can record yourself and you can move yourself around.
Wow.
That's scary.
I know.
Did you just figure this out, Jen?
Yes.
That is so cool.
I want to do it.
You're gonna make us dizzy now and sick here. Like that.
Yeah, I was like, it's a flying Jen.
Yeah.
We know she can be everywhere at once, but now she can really be everywhere at once.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the corner because I made slides so that I don't block anything in my slides. But it's definitely a new feature that I thought that this would be a great thing to share. And actually, Alicia or Haley, do you have the link of the person we've been learning this stuff from on their Twitter feed? I bet Alicia does.
I don't remember. Didn't you share that in our last staff meeting?
I did, but
Is it chat maybe? Haley's quicker at this stuff than I am.
But there was somebody that we started following on Twitter. I thought that she has all of these like, so you think you know Zoom? And then she goes into all of these things that you didn't know about Zoom. And then so you think you know whatever, and then you learn different things.
It's not a Zoom person. It's just a person who's doing technical stuff, kind of. Oh, cool.
Yes.
And not a TikToker. You learned it on TikTok or TikTok Talk Me or whatever that new campaign is.
No, it's Twitter feed. Oh, there we go.
Ah.
I know, I look like a gamer. It's so true. I was like, oh, now I'm going to be cool like my kids watch people that are cool, you know?
That's the best.
That's not going to happen, Jen. Sorry, that doesn't happen. Other people's kids might think you're cool, but your kids aren't going to think you're cool.
Well, that's true. I don't know. I think my kids, well, let's say 1 out of 4 thinks I'm cool. So I think I might have a 25% rating.
That's not too bad.
I think it's pretty good. See? Okay, now how old is Bryant, Tina?
He's 13. And he was he was like, just being very, very, he just couldn't believe it. Like, he was like aghast. Oh my gosh, Mom, really?
Which is why we should have kids running the program.
There you go.
There you
Definitely. Let's see. Let's wait one more minute, right? 25 people. I don't know how many we're expecting, so we're gonna go with however many show up. I see familiar faces here, so why don't everyone scroll through? We have, we'll just do a call out. So when I say your name, tell me your state. That's how we'll do it. So Grace,
Colorado.
Madeline,
Colorado.
Tony,
Colorado.
Larissa,
Massachusetts.
Peggy,
California.
Bo,
California. Oh, in Ohio.
come back. Lynn,
Arkansas.
there we go. Let's see. Amy,
New Mexico, soon to be Washington, D.C.
all right. Mike,
New York.
Tina,
Virginia.
Todd,
Pennsylvania.
Allison,
Washington, D.C.
Deborah,
Tennessee.
Haley,
New Hampshire.
Jessica,
Virginia.
Jody,
Ohio.
let's see. Fazah? I don't know how to say that. So please tell me how to say that. I said it so wrong that. Okay, we'll come back. Kevin,
Ohio.
Novak.
Georgia.
Yay, new partner.
Thank you.
Larissa, wait, did I do you? Yes. Leanne.
California.
Lynn with an I.
Virginia.
Let's see. Tracy.
California.
All right. Let's see. Who did I miss? Because people kept coming in. Christina.
Christina, Alaska.
Yay. Dave. Oh, Dave Bedlowski. We'll come back. Let's see. Janet.
Missouri and Ohio.
There we go. 1 foot in each state. Alicia.
Vermont.
All right. Who did I miss? If I missed you, tell us what state you're from.
Hey, Jen, you got me, but I couldn't talk.
Unknown caller.
Okay, Dave, where are you from?
Detroit, Michigan, home of the Stanley Cup champions in the past, Detroit Red.
You just wanted to go last, Dave. You could add a couple more things. We know you.
I'm
All
here.
right.
California.
Oh, Svetlana, yes. All right. Anybody else I missed?
Peggy.
Peggy?
Well, I already said California.
Okay. All right. If I missed anybody else, we have the chat. So, so first of all, for those of you that came late, I am down in the corner of your screen. It's an advanced Zoom feature. You can use your slides as a background. And then, okay, hang on to your seats because you can be moved around. You can get bigger. You can get smaller.
This is a Disneyland effect.
It's super awesome. So that is one of my techniques for you, just for your professional development in the future. If you ever have to videotape yourself doing a presentation, it's a pretty awesome feature. And what's super nice is you have the nice background and it actually puts it there behind you. And it cuts you out. I mean, it's amazing technology. Anyway, all right. So thank you all for joining us during this session. We are not going to go for 2 hours, but there's a couple things that I do want to share with you. Hopefully, we have been having thunderstorms all day, so hopefully they'll be quiet just for the presentation part of this. There'll be tons of links in the chat. So our agenda is, I'm going to say a few things. Alicia will say a few things. Haley will say a few things. And then Allison will say a few things. And then we'll have a breakout. And so hopefully they'll be really awesome. Oh, and Tony can say things all along. He can just butt in anytime. What we'll do is hopefully you'll get some really exciting news. I'm excited about 2 of the things that we're going to be announcing today. And we're also going to tell you what the NARM looks like for the future for 2022 and give you the dates and things like that. And hopefully our breakout rooms are a celebration of everything that you have done in the past year. So here we go. First things, projects and progress. So one of the things that I just wanted to follow up with is just letting you know what last year's NARM was like in case anybody remembers or doesn't remember. We had 71 participants. They came from 13 Globe partnerships. So we didn't have, I'd say that we're trying to get that number up. We're trying to think about how we can get that number up from the different partnerships. We know that we are virtual. We know that you're in a pandemic. There's a lot of things that we definitely can do, hopefully, in the next couple of years to increase the numbers and participation in NARM. It really is, again, the celebration of Globe partners. And so we did send out a survey asking you what you thought of NARM last year and years going forward and how we could increase the participation and increase the number of partnerships that are participating. So that's one of our major goals, is to do that. And so we took your feedback very, very seriously. And on the next slide, I'll explain what happened with that feedback that we received from you. We actually had a huge number. We had like 56 or 60 participants in those surveys. So that was probably one of the highest participation rates I've ever had in a survey. So you definitely had strong opinions about NARM 2022. The next thing is, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I just want to mention that at the last NARM, we worked on the onboarding documentation for new partners. And part of the reason under Alicia's job description is sort of to help move that forward. An international onboarding and country coordinator document has been produced. And we are going to go off of that document, and we're still exploring kind of where we're going to go with this idea of what it will look like. But we definitely want to have something that's equivalent to the international onboarding document and that guidance form. So the feedback that you gave at the last NARM, we're going to be able to incorporate and expand on that and make something that's really useful for everybody. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about briefly is I am doing a weekly blog. Approximately, I put brackets around weekly, because what we do in our weekly meeting, our US team, Alicia, Haley, and I, is we meet and then we come up with a blog post that covers what we've done in the last week, what we've heard in the last week, news stories, things that we're essentially working on. That is now in my blog. So you can go there and you can subscribe. Once you log into the Globe website, you can hit the subscribe button on the blog, and that'll come right to your inbox, the link to that, so that you can see what we're working on and maybe what's been happening. So as an example, many of you reported to us and to Globe Mission Earth and to the community support team that the e-training for Intro to Globe was down. It had disappeared, right? So we're using the blog to kind of inform you that, and the whole community, that, hey, that's back. We're also using that blog to talk about, again, those projects that maybe we've changed a little bit. So if I swing over to the Natural Enquirer Globe Crosswalk project, we haven't had the response rate that we've been hoping for. So we changed our guidance a little bit, and we updated our news story and the description for that particular project. And so we put that in the blog, that we've updated that. So we just feel like we want to be really transparent with what our office is doing and what we're seeing going on in the community. So if you have something that you want to share too, I can definitely put it in the blog, and we'll see where this goes. So far, we've been doing a pretty good job doing it every week. Probably not going to have one this week, and I'll be in Estonia next week. So probably not going to have one next week, but the week after we'll have double the amount of news. It is not like a blog, like, you know, it's just bullet points. I know everybody's busy, but I want to make sure that I'm using every kind of communication tool at our disposal in order to make things really, again, transparent at what's happening in our office. Alicia, if you've also noticed, has been doing an awesome job. If you're following our Twitter for the US Globe, she's doing an awesome job. She's actually getting really, really great retweets. Oh my gosh. So she's been getting some great retweets from people that are actually have a lot more followers. So we're getting followed. It's pretty exciting, I think. Okay, so let's pop up to the yearbook. Alicia's going to tell you about the yearbook this year and next year.
Yeah. So when I started with the Globe office way back in April, the yearbook was one of the first things that that they told me that I was going to be working on. And we had the lofty goal of having it ready and produced by the annual meeting. And you'll see that Haley just put the link to the yearbook page in the chat box. And so we made it. We hit our deadline. Haley posted the 2021 yearbook last night. So hooray for us for getting it done. So we know that we had a quick turnaround for you to submit pages. And as a result, we didn't get nearly as many as we've had in the past, but we did have 22 partnerships submitted pages for the yearbook. And we had 4 of the Earth System Science Collaboratives that also have pages. So you can go check that out at the link and share it widely if you would, please. We're going to do a better job for the 2022 yearbook of giving you time to submit things and actually doing them in a timely manner, not waiting till almost the 8th month of the next year to produce it. So we hope to have guidance available in November of this year for the 2022 yearbook, with a deadline of early January for submissions. And the hope is that we'll have the 2022 yearbook produced by early February. So we'll be working on all of those details in the next couple of months, and you'll hear from us as November gets closer. And I think that's it, right, Jen?
That is it. And a lot of this, again, I have to attribute the fact that uh, we have another person in our office. And I also know Alicia has a high attention to detail, just like Haley, which is incredibly helpful. But Alicia is definitely somebody who keeps to a deadline. So we are going to definitely be able, I think I can say, there will be a very, very high success rate, higher than we've ever had before at getting this thing turned around. So please do submit your yearbook pages. It is definitely something that we want to start using more as a communication tool about what is happening at your individual partnerships. So think about it as that. You know, we wanted to, it's really hard for us to think about distributing it broadly when a very small percentage of the community contributes. So this is something we want to send to state senators. We want to send it to Department of Education. We want to really get this out there. But again, what we want to make sure is if we're sending it to your senator, there's a page that says what you did, so that we can use it to really leverage what you're doing with people that are funding us, and help you to continue the good work you're doing and get recognized within your states and districts and regions. Okay, so I think I talked about everything on this slide.
Jen, Allison has her hand up.
Oh,
I was gonna just put in a quick plug to say that there's a lot of value for highlighting your work. Jen said many of them. Another one is we find it really valuable, or I find it valuable with the Globe Program Office. A lot of times I get requests, what's happening in X state, Y congressional district, or I need to highlight certain things about the Globe program, or if I'm giving a talk, I was asked to give a talk recently in Southern Florida. And so sort of knowing some of the activities that are happening there where I can go to a place and pick them up can be really useful. So it helps us amplify the work that you're doing and use it as examples. And it really helps me give concrete examples when I'm talking about the value of Globe to say recently, this was done here and that was done there. So I just want to put in that extra plug for that yearbook.
thank you, Allison. I know when we first did this the first year, I think it was, what is this going to look like? But then it was, wow, this thing looks great. It's really, and the pictures, and I have to hand it to our graphic artist. It looks beautiful, and we've really tried to also bring together in the yearbook what's been happening with the Student Research Symposia, what's been happening with Globe News Stories. So that's the other piece that plays into this. Awesome. All right, so thank you. All right, NARM. So the North American Regional Meeting. We looked at the survey results, the feedback form, and it was a really interesting, survey result. There were people that were definitely, I want to be in person, and then there were definitely people who are, I want to be virtual. And it was this, and then there were these middle ones where it depends on where it is, how much it costs, and it depends on how COVID is in that particular spot, how it is where I am. And so there was a lot of uncertainty. So taking that into account, and also the feedback we got from everybody on things like what you think is most important to get out of the NARM, we decided that we would do it virtually, breaking everybody's hearts, a lot of people's hearts, from November 2nd to the 4th. So it's a Wednesday to a Friday, and it will be approximately 2 hours per day in person. I mean, in Zoom, sorry. But we will only be together for 2 hours a day. for 3 days. So 6 hours. There will be pre-recorded talks, and we will focus those 2 hours on discussion, collaboration, and networking, because that is what you asked for. There was a very strong column of people who said, I do not just want to listen to people going on and on and on. That came out really strongly in the survey results. So we want to go away from that and really focus again those 2 hours on the collaboration, networking, and doing things together where people have a voice. The registration fee is going to be $25. And again, we're still going to have those lightning talks. They'll just be pre-recorded. And our discussion topics will be around the pre-recorded lightning talks. So yes, even though it's going to be 2 hours a day, we're hoping that you'll spend an equal amount of time reviewing some pre-recorded talks before we get there, before you come to the discussion. Okay, so I'm going to go right to the next slide, and then I'll ask Allison, Amy, or anybody else who wants to comment on this, Tony. But there was this strong contingent of people who said, we want to be in person. And we thought about how we can manage that, how we can balance that being in person with, frankly, the way the flights are right now, the expense, and the fact that if you get a flight canceled, you might be there for 24 to 48 more hours. So we decided that we would try this model where we would have our professional development at satellite locations across the country, 3 satellite locations in person. So we're asking Globe partners to put in an application to host an in-person professional development at your satellite location. So you will receive $3,000 for hosting and being the lead partnership. And we have an RFP that Haley just put the link in there. That can be, we have the list of ideas that came from the survey, which was awesome. If your partnership does something else or has a different specialty, then you could offer that as the professional development. The sites will be selected by the U.S. Partner Forum based on the application. So this professional development could be 1 to 2 days. We're asking that it takes place between November 7th and 8th. And then on the 8th, we'll have a culminating virtual celebration of the entire NARM. So the 3 days of virtual that we did together, and then the 3 satellite locations will all get on together and have some sort of culminating activity, which I'm sure will be super cool. So let's see, are there questions about that? And first, Allison, Amy, Tony, do you want to say anything more on that? Or did I forget anything to Haley or Alicia?
I think
oh, go ahead, Allison.
I was gonna say, I think you got everything from my list. I'll just say that I wish I could see you all in person, but I appreciate the challenges involved. Tony?
Yep, and I think that this is a good combo, a good combo meal maybe for the group, and given all of what came through in the survey and trying to accommodate all of the various challenges and so on and desires of people, I think this is really a good result out of that survey. And thank you all for completing the survey and getting it back to Jen as well.
Are you assigned to a satellite place to go?
You are not assigned to a satellite place to go. So that's what, so we're trying to also this will be nice because you could choose, depending on your comfort level, where you want to be and how long you want to travel. So if you're okay flying from the West Coast to the East Coast, and that professional development is great for you, and then you can definitely do that one. If we have a partner that's close by that's doing one and you're only comfortable driving, then we're hoping that you go to that one. So we're really trying to provide you more opportunity. And you can choose what you like. And we'll make sure that the three, hopefully the 3 satellite locations will offer different professional development from one another. So there'll be lots of options. So please consider becoming a satellite location. And like Jody says, can't wait to see how this turns out. Me too. So check out the RFP. All right. Our second RFP is brand new. I mean, we just got notified just recently that this is coming through. So the next, so many of you know about our Earth Around Us tents. We have a soil tent and we have a water tent. The USDA Forest Service has augmented our grant and added in funding so that 10 Globe partners can apply for up to $2,200 in materials and supplies to create the Earth Around Us tent for themselves and for their programming. Again, they'll be chosen through a competitive process. Region 9 of the USDA Forest Service has priority for funding, but that doesn't discount anybody else. You can use the current soil and water resources or develop your own. So for instance, if you're in the desert, you may want that particular soil represented versus a soil from a wetland. Just guessing. So you can use a combination of materials that we've already developed, which are all public on our website. And we, again, are hoping that you apply for this funding and we're able to help you. It's not going to pay for the entire tent, but we want to be able to help you move that along because that has been incredible for our community, our local community. And we have people signing up for the tent everywhere. So I hope that this is exciting, as exciting for you as it is for us. And this is part of our developing relationship with the USDA Forest Service. And we're hoping that we are able to do other things like this. So I'll give you a chance to look through that RFP. We'll have probably a water cooler on it, and we can always answer questions about it. Oh no, Haley, you were supposed to talk about this slide.
You're doing a great job. You're just going for it, so.
Jen?
Yes.
Svetlana had a question about the satellite sites for the NARM. Will the satellites share their topics in water cooler or some other way? And Svetlana, I don't know if you want to elaborate on that. Do you mean before or after the events, I guess, or?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to change the flow here. No, just I was just curious whether the sites that are selected would be letting everybody know what they were going to be training on, so that we could make decisions about where to go and so forth.
I think that's a great idea, that we have a water cooler once those sites are decided, that we have a water cooler and people can explain and kind of advertise for participants.
Okay, great.
So great idea. We'll put it in there. Let's see. Haley, do I need to say anything else about the tents?
let's just, before we go there was one other NARM question, which is, Christy was asking for the NARM professional development. How soon after the notification date of September 1st would attendees be able to book travel?
I think we just need to have that the satellite sites are accepting registrations, and then we'd be able to, you could book travel right after. I know that we're getting close, right? So you want to be able to turn that around quickly. I was trying to balance between the sooner we get in our applications, the better. So we'll try and make decisions as soon as we can after we get them. Let's see. There were other questions about the
Yeah,
tents.
a lot of tent questions.
Yes. What would it take to get tents here in the Northwest? Well, so apply. And we can definitely talk tent logistics. And we could actually have some sort of formal announcement of this. I just wanted to get you thinking about it. So why don't we schedule a webinar about this, and then we can ask a whole bunch of questions about the tent, and we can have the Forest Service there at that time too. But we'll also kind of, does the tent have national collaboration? They really want the tents to be affiliated with Globe and for your local environment. The tents are heavy. Transferring them place to place is really hard. We've had people ask to have the tent sent to different states. So, and that's been a no for us. Let's see. Will the ESS groups be able to apply? Yes. They'll have to be a lead partner, but the ESS groups, there's no limit on. So if California Strong wanted a tent, that would be totally fine. It would be up to you to get it to wherever you needed to get it. That's the only issue that we found with the tent. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to move on, but let's come back around to the tents in a water cooler or webinar later on too. So we definitely, I'm glad there's this much excitement, because I was a little nervous that people would not want to do this. So I'm super happy that there's excitement. Haley?
And I just wanted to say, I put our website in the chat and I'll put it in again, but all of our soil tent, you know, the list of things we have with the tent, the implementation guides, everything's on there. And then probably in about a year or a little less, we'll have our water tent materials up there as well. And then as new materials are developed through this, we'll keep adding to that. And whether or not you have this funding, please feel free to use that and take a look through there.
And I have no illusions that the 2200 is going to cover all of the materials. So just unless you get really creative with your tent. So it is just probably just going to cover things partially for you, but it's something. Okay. So the next thing is the 2022 Globe Student Research Symposia. As you know, these were local events or regional events, small. Well, 67 students, I would say, is not totally small. Congratulations to Fairbanks, Alaska. Toledo, Ohio is 47 students, and you'll see that there's a number of projects there. So we had 210 students presenting 68 projects. And then we had 7 locations this year, so that is great. There's some pictures from the event on this slide, and also we captured one of the student participants' feedback on it, and we have a lot more. I'll just go right to our next slide, because what I want to say is that 2023, we're on. We're planning on regional in-person models. So we're going to need hosts to do that. And we're going to hopefully go back to our regular paying for people to travel there, etc., for the students. And we'll see how that turns out. Your local events were actually, some of them were pretty big. And didn't hear any COVID super spreader events were among them. So let's go with that. And we added this year globe presentation shirts that we sent out to all of the students. And those seem to be a really positive addition. And so we'd like to continue doing that into the future. So thank you to Wylesis for sponsoring the student presentation shirts. The student presentation shirts were actually something that teachers had asked for. They had asked for clothing budgets for students because some students did not have the funding to have nice shirts to present in. So by being able to provide shirts for every student, we thought that that was a great way to provide a clothing stipend without provide clothing without a clothing stipend, and having it across the board. So I also will say that the 2022, we think of it as a formative. We have not decided completely. We know we're going to do regional events, and we're still analyzing the data on the 2022 SRS for its impact and reach, and kind of thinking about it in general and compared to those regional events. So the shirts were a huge hit. I am glad. And let's see, will hosts already selected be grandfathered in? That's a really good question. We're going to have to circle back with all of those hosts and see if they are still interested. So we had Madison, Wisconsin. We had, let's see, we had Connecticut. We had, help me out.
Little Rock.
Little Rock. Texas, right? We had Texas. I know Texas is a big state. I think we were going to where were we going? Were you going to Dallas or Houston? I don't know, one of the big ones. We were going to Elkhorn Slough. We were going to Alaska. Did I get them all? Okay. So we'll have to check with those hosts and see if they want to go again, and if they will host. So we will check in with all of them, and we'll also let you know. So we know that sometimes schools may not be able to do the local events. We're going to also look at our budget breakdown from this year and see what the budget was like for those local events, and see if we can support both local and regional. I don't know. I'm just going to say I don't know. There's definitely going to be a budget breakdown there before we can make that decision. So, okay, this is my last slide. So this is my team. Everyone knows, I think, Haley. Everyone now hopefully should know Alicia and me. I wanted to do a really quick overview for everybody. Those were my slides. So the next thing on my list is Allison. She's going to say a few words, and then we're going to do a couple jam boards. But does anybody have any questions about what I presented? I see there's still a lot of things in the chat, so I'll go through those while Allison is speaking. But any other questions, comments?
Should I roll on?
All right.
Okay. So first of all, for those of you who haven't had the chance to meet me, my name is Allison Lagner, and I'm the Globe Program Manager based at NASA headquarters. I gave some introductory remarks this morning, but I also know that in virtual world, it sometimes is harder to get to some of those opening remarks. So I want to just make sure that people kind of knew who I was and where I literally sit at NASA headquarters. So I want to start just by saying thank you. I love the Globe connections, and I've loved to see the connections that have been happening at this meeting already, from sitting in the talks that I've heard and just seeing how everything comes together when it's Globe. And it's just so exciting. And I'm, as much as I would love to see you all in person, I'm also just so excited about this virtual meeting because it creates additional opportunities for us to connect. And also, this is actually one of my favorite meetings of the year because it is just has so much enthusiasm. I know it's been a really tough few years for everyone. And so what I want to let you know is that I've been listening, we've been listening, and we are doing our best to address the many challenges and suggestions that you have. We are unfortunately in a resource constrained environment, so we can't do everything all the time. But one of the things that I've committed to is trying to be better about telling you when we've heard and when we've acted, so that you're aware that those things are happening. But I want to let you know that I know that support for partners is key. Both the infrastructure that enables partners to get their work done, as well as the logistical support and financial support for partners directly. And I know that that is limiting, and we're working on ways, and we're hopeful that we'll have the budgetary bandwidth to be able to bring additional resources to support the infrastructure, which in turn makes things hopefully easier for you and also potentially for partner funding more directly. Second is that from your indirect and direct inputs, as well as the things that I've seen and heard over the year, we are starting to be able to provide some stronger support for the U.S. Country Coordinator Office, and again, hope to be able to increase that support for U.S. coordination and sort of for strategic thinking about U.S.-based activities. The partners do great work, and the partners are doing great work and will continue to do great work. I have no doubt about that. But I think that there are some opportunities to connect partners and to think about things at regional and national levels that no individual partner is necessarily responsible for or has the bandwidth to do. And so we're looking at ways that we can help provide some of that leadership support to help glue a variety of US-based partner activities together. One thing that is already happening, the Globe evaluation, will hopefully in the long term help with this because it will help serve as an evidence base for the value of the program. And I know that many partners get resources from a variety of places. And if it's easier for you to propose to get funding from another source, and there's an evidence base that shows the value, that will hopefully make it easier for you, because while NASA is a source of funding, there are many other sources of funding for you out there, and we want to make it as easy as possible for you to be able to tap into those opportunities. Final thing I'll note is that we're also taking a look at the U.S. Partner Forum. For those of you who are not familiar, the role of the forum is to facilitate discussion of ways to enhance the contribution of Globe to the improvement of STEM education in the US at a local, regional, and national level. We have partners from a partner representative from each region. And if you have not yet participated or you're very curious about this, there will be opportunities to participate towards the end of the year to consider your opportunities for being a member of the forum. In recent years, the forum has taken a project-based approach, and in conversation with GIO and myself, we're looking to reshape this approach a bit to have more focus on gathering these bigger picture ideas and a little bit move away from the implementation work that some of the partner project activities were going, in order to ensure that resources are aligned and to ensure that the capability to execute the action is there along with the ideas. And I'm really excited about these opportunities and what this means for the partner forum. So I don't want to take away from your time to do jam boards. I know you're all excited about them. And I'm looking to see if there's any, looking at the chat box. I don't think there's any direct questions for me. I'm going to put my email in the chat box so that if anyone has a question or wants to reach it separately, they have a direct way to do so. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Jen.
All right, I'm back here in the corner again. Thank you, Allison. Tony, did you want to say anything? Or I don't want to take it away from you.
Nope, nope. I think both you and Allison have said, and we're just looking forward to working with the forum and continuing to support Jen in her work as much as possible.
All right, thank you. All right, so Jamboards. All right, so here's the last two things. We are gonna do 2 Jamboards. You're gonna be in breakout groups. And what we're gonna do is you're gonna go to your Jamboard. Don't go yet. Well, we're gonna do breakout groups. So where are my breakout groups?
They're
Breakout
along
rooms.
the bottom.
Okay, I found them. Thank you, Grace. Okay, on the first slide in your group, you're going to do one accomplishment you are proud of for the 2021-2022 year and discuss with your group. So we're going to do that for 20 minutes. And then we are going to come back and we're going to use something called a Waterfall Chat so that you can, has anybody heard of a Waterfall Chat? I don't see nobody's raising their hand. Right? Cool. All right. So it'll be the second thing, the little second trick that I will be sharing with you. So make sure you come back and we'll do the Waterfall Chat. And then we're going to do on the second slide, it's going to be what could the U.S. Coordination Office and or the U.S. Partner Forum work on that promotes partner collaboration or supports greater use of GLOBE in the U.S. So that's a bigger question. We're going to start with a good one, which is your best accomplishment for the year. And then we're going to go to the second one after, but we're going to call you back, Waterfall Chat, then let you go again, call you back, Waterfall Chat. All right. So you ready? Everyone's ready. Mike, would you smile just a tiny, tiny bit? Because you're like right there and you're, I don't know, it's like you're glaring at me. I mean, come on. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Let's see. Oh, wait. Oh, this is weird. It says that I'm stopping. Oh, could be interesting. Okay, I need to figure this out. Wait,
How can I support you, Jan?
there we go. I'm
Okay.
getting a little worried. Is everybody
Jen, sorry.
okay? Can everyone just like turn on your camera for a second so we can see everybody? Just for 1 second. Doesn't it feel better just seeing everybody?
Yes.
Now we need the group shot.
Yeah, take a group picture. That's what I was thinking too.
Who's gonna do that?
I'll do it on 3. I want everyone to smile. Ready? Smile. On
Everyone
3.
say globe.
Everyone globe. 1, 2, 3. Globe.
Globe.
Got it.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to open breakout rooms. We're going to have, let's see, there's 31 of you. So we're going to have 6 breakout rooms. So your one accomplishment, you can do more. If you don't know how to use the Jamboard, let's see. Does everybody know how to use the Jamboard there?
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay. Let's see. So if we do the Jamboard, actually, Haley, can you share your screen and go through a Jamboard?
See that?
Yeah, we see it.
Yeah. Okay. So when you click on the link, you'll see this. Everyone has the ability to edit this document. And we've broken up, once you get into your breakout rooms, we've broken up the slides. So each breakout room will have 2 slides. So if I was in breakout room 2, I'm going to go to slides 4 for this first section. So I would just click through So here I am, Zoom room 2. And then I can use these sticky notes. So I could click and I can write something I'm proud of, and it will appear right on the slide. So we'll just use those to kind of take notes, but then we can talk about what we're writing. Is that good?
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to open the rooms and let's see. I'm just going to hold on. I'm just going to, let's see. I'm going to do a little bit of rearranging because one of my rooms was very unbalanced, meaning people.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
a nice thing to say about us.
It's a good thing you didn't see who I was actually talking about. No. All right, let's, I think that is good, or it should be fine. So I'm going to open the rooms. All right, everyone, 20 minutes. All right, so you're going to put your sticky on there and then you're going to discuss what your sticky is and share with the group your biggest accomplishment. Here we go. Dave, you're going to room 4. Katie, are you going to room 5? Do you need help, Dave? Is this your first time using Zoom? Does anybody else that is still here need help? Hi, Katie. And friend.
I tried to get Simone to be my assistant, but she said, "Which button do I push?" All right, we're joining room 5. We had a distraction.
I understand.
Okay.
All right. And we have 2 other people. Do you need any assistance getting into your rooms?
Well said, Tony. Well said.
Thanks, Todd. That was great to hear about Bhutan. Sorry you got cut off.
Isn't that always the problem? It's either, yeah, they were pretty interesting. I said the rooms were unbalanced, but you know, then still some of the rooms I think were unbalanced. So I apologize because I know that some of the rooms had, you know, like Tracy and Janet who see each other every week. So it was, let's celebrate what we do every week. But we're going to actually make rooms that are a little bit bigger. I thought that we would have enough to celebrate. Sounds like some groups were definitely still celebrating each other's accomplishments at the end. So that is awesome to hear. So what we're going to do now is called the Waterfall Chat. And I'm going to give you a few minutes to think about this. So what this is you take what you shared or what you heard in the breakouts, so in your Jamboard, and what I would love for you to do is you type into the chat. You have to, we're going to do it all this at once. You're going to type into the chat one thing that was an accomplishment, and then it's called a waterfall chat because I'm going to count down, and when I get to waterfall, you're all going to hit the return button at once, and all of the accomplishments are going to appear as a waterfall in the chat at once. It's a gimmick, but it's still pretty darn cool. So type the one accomplishment into the chat right now. Either that you heard from somebody else that you thought was super amazing, or one that you put in on the Jamboard yourself. So take this opportunity to celebrate your group. And don't put it in yet. All right, everybody ready? All right, I'm going to count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Waterfall.
Woo! You need a sound effect with that.
I know this tech guy. Maybe he could work on that. And then I'm just going to give you a few minutes so that you can read through the waterfall, because that's what the cool part is. Awesome. All right, and then I'm also saving this as a chat. So this will be saved as a chat. We have the Jamboard with your accomplishments. I'm sorry it didn't work on the iPad, Dave. So we'll have to work on that. Okay, so the next group, the next Jamboard, and what we'll do is we'll only spend, so the next one is actually what can the U.S. Partner Forum and the U.S. Globe Office work on that promotes partner collaboration or supports greater use of Globe in the United States. I am not going to give you 20 minutes for this because personally, I'm afraid of what you'll come up with in 20 minutes. So I'm just going to give you 5. And what we'll do is you'll get 5 minutes with your group. I'm going to make the groups a little bit bigger. So we're going to, and you're going to stick those Jamboards on, and it's going to be a really quick one. And then we're going to come back and again do the waterfall chat. And this time, when we do the waterfall chat, pick the one that you think would have the most impact. That's what you're going to be doing. But while you're in your Jamboards, I'm just going to have you do everything you can think of for 5 minutes. Okay? So everyone got that? Let's see, I'm going to recreate. And there's 28. Give me a number. How many you want in there?
Math.
4 groups.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Deborah, help me with the math.
4 groups of 7.
Perfect. Okay, 4 groups of 7. All right, you're gonna have 5 minutes. Are you ready? I am opening the rooms and you're gonna answer the question there. Ready, set, go.
Oh, I'm going to 4. Oh. 4. The room came too quick for me. I'm in 4. How do I get into 4 now?
Did it if you go down to breakouts, does it say
Oh,
more
breakout
down at the
rooms.
bottom?
Okay, I see it. Yep. There we go. I'm in 4.
All right.
Ciao.
All right. Anybody else need help getting into a room?
I'm doing some social media stuff right now, so I might say I'm tagging you on Twitter right now, Jen.
Yay!
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Tony, do you always get caught off in mid-sentence?
Yes.
He just talks a lot.
You see, and I was even unmuted there. I was even muted there when I was saying that. So, you know, this,
There are some good ideas in the Jamboard. And okay, so honestly, I did not make it only 5 minutes so that you wouldn't give us more ideas. I gave you 5 minutes so that we could end at 4:30 and make sure that I gave you back the rest of your day. So the next thing then is the Waterfall Chat again. And we're going to make sure I save this particular chat for sure. There are definitely some things that we heard and saw. So I'd actually love it if you took a few minutes just to look through the Jamboard and see what was on there. Let's see. So if I could share my screen. Let's see. Share. I'm assuming you can see. Let's see. You can also see I've been multitasking today with all of my things there. Let's see. So we've got technology, internal stakeholder forum, opening up more globe, soil tents. Let's see what else we got. Learning activities portal, technology, arts, training on federal and local regional resources to supplement globe, so grants, DIS, Department of Education in each state. Ooh, lots of +1. Ooh, somebody got really creative with the +1. This whole thing is like a learning professional development here. Kokoro's Purple Air, informal protocol for applying for any grants as a U.S. Globe partner. That's a good one. We could definitely answer that. Let's see, collaboration agreements across partners, small funding sources to support these collaborations. Those are great ideas. Give everyone Globe shirts. I'm a big fan of that. We should all have our, we should talk about that more. And starting to publicize that, who we are. Travel funding for NARM, onboarding, SRS, discussion boards, collaboration, apps, technology. There's great ideas here. Regional meeting, beyond the newsletter, facilitate formal collaboration. So is that it? Okay. So there's lots of good stuff here. I'm really excited about the ideas that you put in there. And so we will definitely be from the ones that you saw. Haiku. Oh boy. Yes, everyone can get a Globe shirt. Order them through Land's End. Land's End is their sizing. Also, I would have to say is true. So true fit sizing. So definitely utilize that Land's End piece of the Globe website. There's a link there to the Globe store. So, all right, let's do the Waterfall Chat and things that came up that really hit you as yes, that would definitely work to increase collaboration and Globe's visibility across the United States. So type it in to the chat. Don't hit return yet. You're so good at following directions. This is not a group of third grade teachers, because the third grade teachers would be doing something that Dave is the third grade teacher right there. All right, we're gonna count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Waterfall. All right, so lots of communication. Oh, I love that. Speed dating between partners. I mean, not like, whatever. Should be a Friday we're doing this. Let's see. Proposal instructions, learning activity portal. There's good things in here. Regional Zoom meeting. Ooh, yeah. Education departments. Bo, call 5 friends. Awesome. No, I did not hear the waterfall sounds, Christy. But we will definitely, I'm going to work on that one. That should be, maybe I'll suggest that to Zoom. There should be like a little Zoom, add-on packet that you can do with like sounds and things like that. All right. So on that note, that was all that was on my agenda for this US partner meeting. I will make sure that these slides get to you with all of their links. So we'll make sure those get further than just this room as well. Let's see. So I think that's it, unless anybody else has any final words to say. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a great meeting, and I hope that this was a good way to kick it off and ending your first day of the meeting. So again, I really appreciate your time and energy, and I'm really excited about the things we have coming, and Allison alluded to, and the RFPs and everything else. So it was so good to see you all, and I hope one day we'll be able to see each other in person again, all of us together.
Not one day, someday. Soon.
Yes, maybe in a year, right?
Yes, maybe in a year.
We'll shoot for the next annual meeting.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
And just
any final words?
Well, just a reminder that we will be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Mountain Time, starting with community sessions. And so please tune in for those. And we look forward to seeing many happy faces at that hour tomorrow morning and coming in to the meeting. So please set your clocks for that time. Well, for earlier probably, but to be in at 7 a.m. Mountain Time, and we'll see you all then.
Hey, Tony.
Yes, Dave.
If we've missed something, I went back and looked at the sessions for this morning. It looked like it opens right up to the recording of the presentation. Looks like it's pretty clean.
Sure does.
Yeah.
So yes, all of the recordings are going up at the end of each day, or will be up there by the end of each day, so that people can go back and access them almost immediately. It's a very nice system.
Great. Yeah, look good. Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to see you, David. Dave?
Nice seeing you, Tony, for sure.
Dave, go get that hot fudge sundae. You got time.
Hey, Mike, I just threaded a needle while we were talking.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, I didn't know if it got cut out.
All right.
So what day is it?
Please go get some wine and cheese, Dave.
Yeah.
Is that the day today?
That is the day.
Wine and cheese.
And a thread and needle day.
Yeah, and hot fudge sundae. So.
Yeah.
It's all 3 of those today?
And more.
That's
awesome. Tommy and Overroyd, go in and finish your slides.
Yep. That's on the top of my list right now.
I'm done. I'm
I know you
done.
are. And David, I'm going to be talking about the rejection and authorization of everything. So I've got that dashboard on mine as well.
Cool.
But mine's going to be different from what you're talking about, I think.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. See y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
So are we hanging out? Are we hanging out now for a while? Oh my
Well,
God,
we have
I'm so
another.
tired already, and it's only day one. Oh,
Yeah. Well, we have a debrief. Are you doing that?
we are, but what time is it at 4? Oh no, it's at 3, right? Isn't it coming up right now? Or
Yeah.
it's not on this though, but
No, it's
it's
something
not on
else.
this platform. This is a nice
right.
platform, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to use and pretty, once you get into it after the first time, it's pretty, I think we might consider using it for the NARM if the pricing isn't too bad for it. And
Yeah.
oh my God, it's so much better than the thing last year was such a pain. Oh my God. But yeah, so and maybe for even the hybrid annual meeting next year, maybe we'd use it as well. So we might try to play it like that if we can get a good rate with them or something.
Yeah.
Once we can get out of the Cvent contract, I think we have, although these guys bought Cvent.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. I don't know why anybody would buy. Anyway, they just bought it like a couple of weeks ago, I think. So anyway, all right.
All
That's
right.
a nice background of New Hampshire now by you.
Thank you. That was all right, right?
Yeah, I think that was great. Yeah, it was. It's funny though, some of the things that come up that people like, there are things that have already been done, or there are things that you have in place as a result of like stuff that we worked on a while ago too. I mean, I'm not sure how to always communicate to people that stuff has been done or is in place or whatever. Anyway.
Yep, I know.
So, all right. I'll see you
Okay.
in a few minutes. Yep. Bye-bye.
Yeah, sounds good. Bye.
Bye.